What up, B Squad? It is your boy JB, and we are here today with a brand new review for Belle Collective Season 4, episode 1, you guys. Now, I could have swore this was the second half of Season 3, but hey, I'm going to go with whatever they say. So, it's Season 4, Episode 1. The episode is titled Belle, Biv, the Rodeo, you guys. So, before we go ahead and get into it, if you guys are watching this video or any other video on the channel, and aren't subscribed yet, then I need you guys to do me a solid favor and stop taking me out on this date and then having me pay for it at the end of it. Now, you guys know the routine. You can do me that favor by liking the video, subscribing to the channel, turning your post notifications on, and sharing the video. And with that out of the way, without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into this episode review of Belle Collective, shall we? All right, you guys, so we opened up the episode. You guys remember, I think the mid-season finale or season finale, whichever one you want to call it. You guys remember we ended it with Tambra. Well, we didn't know. Well, I knew. I think a lot of people by that point knew that it was Tambra because it was all over that Tambra was pregnant, and I think she's already had her baby. I think she had a little girl. So congratulations to Tambra and Damon. But we finally got the reveal that it was her that was in fact pregnant, and like I said, congratulations to her for sure. That is a blessing. Now, the doctor was talking to her, so they're going to have to watch her very closely with this pregnancy, and it's not because of her age. It's because of all the surgeries that they've done on her body. So they want to monitor her very closely. And like I said, I do believe that Tambra has already given birth to her daughter. So congratulations to Tambra. So the next thing we get, you guys, is Letitia, and she is meeting up with So Gucci. And they're at a boot store. So Gucci lets Letitia know that she's going to be inviting them and her and the rest of the girls out to a rodeo. Now, if you guys are not from the South, the black rodeo is a big thing because we have a black rodeo here in Texas, and it is a huge thing, right? There's one in Houston. There's one near my hometown. So, yeah, there's a lot of black rodeos, and like I said, very popular. So they were sat down and they talked, right? So we bring up the brunch, and I was like, oh my God. Now, you guys remember I don't forget what episode it was with them brunches, but you guys remember Letitia had that big brunch, and remember Latrice said, who wants to work a 9 to 5, right? Who wants to work a fucking 9 to 5 or something like that. And if you guys did not know that, Latrice came out the next day and uploaded the full thing of what she said in that at that brunch. And she never said anything that was disrespectful to the lady she said who wants to work a fucking 9 to 5. But then she also backed it up with not everybody is made to work a 9 to 5. Some people do want to work a 9 to 5. And that's nothing against them who do. And so now So Gucci and Letitia want to say that, oh, she offended everybody that was there because people there working 9 to 5. And it's like, what the hell? That's not even what happened. And I'm really not happy with the fact that they chopped and screwed that and didn't show the full context. But I'm so glad that Latrice had it and she showed it in its entirety, right? Now, here's the thing that I also will say. You're talking about the fact that Latrice offended those women, but you're not talking about the fact that the woman that told y'all there are no houses in Jackson, Mississippi, y'all ain't offended by that lady. Because that lady was hella rude and hella disrespectful. But oh no, it's Latrice. Latrice. It's like, oh, okay, I get it. We gotta have somebody that we go against, and I guess it's Latrice, but I just don't understand why. I'm still extremely confused about the beef with not Letitia, but Latrice and So Gucci. Like, we're not even gonna go back and delve into that. I think they've already filmed a reunion too, by the way. That is something else that I think is so weird, that these shows have filmed their reunions and we haven't even saw it. We are just now seeing the back half of. So are we getting a reunion for season 3 or are we getting a reunion for season 4? What is this reunion going to consist of? I'm very confused about that. What is the reunion going to consist of? Kind of how I feel with Love and Marriage DC. We haven't even been back to DC to finish out their season, And I've completely forgotten everything that happened with DC. That's neither here nor there. But yeah, you guys, we'll pause here and we'll move forward. All right, you guys. So next up, we see Essie and we see Marie. Now, I don't like to be shady, but I'm gonna be shady for just a slight second. This office that Marie and Essie were working out of, it gave staged, it gave rented. Because that desk that Marie was working off of, yes, the computer screen had her business logo on there, but that desk was so empty. That desk, most people when you're working in the office, you have some kind of pictures of your family or your degrees all over the wall. There was nothing on this in this office space. It kind of looked like, no shade, but it looked like Letitia's office space. Because I still look at Letitia's office space and I'm like, is this real or is this rented? And again, ain't nothing wrong with it. If you rent in the office space, I don't have an issue with it, but that's just what it looks like to me. No tea, no shade, right? So they're planning a gala for lupus because you guys know that both Marie and Essie have lupus. And then Letitia came down. So Letitia, I guess, is interested in, real estate now and flipping properties into assisted living places. I was like, oh, never heard this in the now 4 seasons of this show. All we've ever heard about are these damn brunches that go straight to the pits of hell. But hey, if she likes it, I love it, right? Now, Letitia, again, not trying to be like super duper 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 uber shady, but when you sat down, right, and your feet were pointed up, I kind of wanted you to put your feet down on the ground, and I'm gonna tell you guys why. Cause her red bottoms were a little bit on the scuffed side. I was like, ooh, yeah, yeah, those were scuffed red bottoms. Those are definitely been worn. You can buy a nice new pair of red bottoms that at least don't have that ain't got that much scuffage to it. But and I know that might not even be a word, but hey, whatever. So Letitia is telling them about the property and whatnot. So then Essie and them were talking about the fact that Essie saw an interview that Latrice did, and in the interview, Latrice was saying that the girls on the show are just her co-workers, and so now they all feeling a way about that. But after the first half of after season 3, the way that y'all came for Latrice last season, I would feel the same way that she felt. Like at this point, nobody's my friend. Like they're all just my coworkers because each and every one of y'all had an issue. Everybody had an issue with Latrice. Marie had an issue with Latrice, and so did Gucci. And then when it comes to Letitia, you don't know whose side she's really on, and it's not even about being on a. And here's the thing. Let me say this and clear it up. It's not even about being on a side. It's you don't really call shit out when like the stuff because y'all were trying to blame Latrice for everything last season. The whole fight with Selena and Gucci, y'all put that on Latrice, and it had nothing to do with her. Y'all, like, that was my thing last season. Everything was Latrice's fault when it wasn't her fault at all, right? Then Marie. Marie got the thing that have issues with when it comes to Marie is the fact that Marie has this huge hard on for Latrice, right? So she was telling Letitia how with Latrice, she's asking you to help her, with speeches and everything. She wants to be you. She is envious of you. I'm like, of what? They both have ain't shit husbands. Let's just keep it a buck. Their husbands ain't shit. So what is it that Latrice wants that she got? Just asking a general question, right? Like asking a general question. And then for Marie to sit there and say, make a comment about her being hood and ratchet. But ma'am, somebody can make a comment about you in your country ass accent, and you would be offended by that. So I just didn't like that scene at all. I truly did not like that scene. But let me know what you guys thought about it. So then the next thing we got is Latrice and Tambra. So they're meeting up with each other, right? And Tambra is not going to tell Latrice that she's pregnant. She wants to keep it to herself just a little bit longer, and I absolutely understood that, right? She's not. I don't think she was out of her first trimester at that point. So better safe than sorry, right? So they did talk about the relationship or lack thereof relationship with So Gucci and Latrice, right? And Latrice says, there is no relationship with us, but we can be cordial with each other. And I was like, that's cool, that's admirable, right? So Latrice also did tell Tambra about having fibroids, and she's just wondering, if that will prevent her from having children. And no, it won't prevent you from having children. It might not be an easy process to get pregnant, but it won't. I mean, Tambra is a perfect example, right? But she still didn't tell her that she was pregnant, and I don't have an issue with the fact that she didn't tell her that she was pregnant. So we find out that Tambra is out there, working on some legislation when it comes to fibroids, doing the research to figure out why it affects black women so much as much as it does. And I'm absolutely applauding Tambra for that. The things that I say about Tambra is that, like her voice and her laugh are annoying, but her doing this, I love it. Keep up the good work, Tambra. And once again, like I said earlier, congratulations on your baby. So yeah, let's pause here and wrap up this episode, you guys. All right, you guys. So we get everybody. They show up to the rodeo. What I will say is they all showed up to the rodeo, and they were all so fake. I gotta be real. Oh, hey, giving each other hugs. It's like you can just say, hey, girl, hey, how you doing? How you doing? Wave your hands. You don't have to do all that screaming and hugging of each other, but it is what it is, right? So they sat down, and I was wondering, I'm like, have some of y'all never been to a rodeo before? Y'all don't know that they try to, put the thing on the bull. They try to tie up the legs of they try to do all that kind of stuff. I was like, y'all have never been to a rodeo? I was like, okay, cool. Y'all never saw one on TV either? Y'all have never saw a rodeo? Never. Cool. Now, at one point, Glenn told Cliff to come sit, because the husbands are there, right? So Glenn told Cliff to come sit behind them, and Letitia felt the way about that. And honestly, I don't blame her for feeling the way about that situation, because you guys remember what happened at the end of season 3, right? All that stuff that Cliff was kicking up between Glenn and Letitia. So she's well within her right to feel how she feels about old Cliffy boy. Like, I ain't mad at her. Feel how you want to feel about Cliff. And it is what it is. Let me know what you guys thought, right? So then at one point they got up from there and they went and got something to eat. And they went to a restaurant, and I was thoroughly confused because they all sat at the bar. I was like, so nobody's going to get them like a table or anything? Like, y'all not going to get one of them long ass tables? But I have to remember, we on a different network. We are not at Bravo, because Bravo would have their cast members sitting at a table where they're sitting across from each other. They're not sitting side by side at a bar. But hey, it is what it is, right? And Marie finally showed up, and she felt a way when she was sitting by Tambra and Latrice. Both of them paid her no attention, and I would have done the same thing as well. I would have paid Marie dust. And so they gave a toast, but again, we're at the bar. They're at the end of the bar. Nobody can hear them. I was like, so we didn't think to, let's say, hey, get them a table or something. Y'all can't put tables together so we can film this scene? The bar. Okay, whatever. So Marie, I've noticed this season, I noticed last season for sure with Marie. Marie had no storyline, and so she was just in everybody else's business, like the stuff with So Gucci and Latrice. She was in the business of Glendale and Letitia's, and she's in it in this episode. I'm like, ma'am, do me, you, and Glendale a favor. Mind your business, because if Letitia likes it, I love it. Like, why are you going so hard for her? I get it. That's your friend, right? You want to defend your friends. You want to stand up for your friends, right? But obviously your friend likes the treatment that her husband is doing to her, because she ain't divorcing the man. She ain't left the man. The same way that people talk about Letitia Scott and Marceau Scott, it is the same situation right here. The only difference between Letitia Pearson and Letitia Scott is we don't have any proof that Marceau cheated. We definitely have proof that this fool cheated. He had to do a whole ass DNA test to prove that he wasn't the father of somebody's child. So yeah, we know that there was some cheating going on in that relationship, you guys. So after that, Letitia was talking to, I believe it was So Gucci and Ikea, right? And she was just talking about how Cliff still manages to be a little bit of a thorn in her side because Cliff is interjecting himself into their relationship, talking to Glenn about certain things. She said that when she got an outfit for Glenn for this rodeo, Cliff came over with a hat. Now, she did say that the hat was nice, but she still wanted Glendale to wear her hat. I have no problems with that, right? So let me know what you guys think about that. And then the last scene of the episode is Latrice. So Latrice went down to the Enterprises and she's talking to Letitia about a speaking engagement that she has, right? And so Letitia then decides to take it upon herself to let Latrice know how everybody was so offended by her dropping the F-bomb and, saying who wants to work a 9 to 5. And Letitia was like, well, a 9 to 5 is not for everybody. And she says, my mom and my sister even work a 9 to 5. So she wasn't coming down on it. And I knew she wasn't coming down on it. And let's just be real. And realistically, how many of us would really want to work a 9 to 5? Nobody. I think there are a lot of people out there who would probably say, yeah, I would want to work a 9. Some people want to work a 9 to 5 because of the consistency, right? You get a consistent check every week or every 2 weeks or, bi-monthly, right? And you get medical benefits, right? Some people want that stability. Other people don't want that. Other people want to go out and make their own money. And I think that's exactly what she was saying. But now y'all want to take it, flip it, and rub it down and reverse it like she was trying to shit on people who work a 9 to 5 as if it's something that's beneath her or below her. She never said that. She just said, who wants to work a fucking 9 to 5? And like I said, majority of the people might say no, but then you might have a slight, I would say maybe 50-50, right? You may have people who want to work a 9 to 5 and you may not. But for them to just sit here and keep beating this dead horse with the stick, I was over it. And I'm glad that Latrice was like, I'm not going to let you put that on me. I was like, absolutely not. So then, she brought up the situation of the interview and her saying that they are just co-workers. And so now Latrice, I gotta call it out, right? For you to sit there and say to her, I apologize if you were offended. It's not if you were offended. She's bringing it up to you and letting you know, like, hey, I thought we were better than that, but we just co-workers. But I would have said, you know what, Letitia, this is my thoughts and feelings after watching the episodes air and seeing the things that have been said about me. So at that point when I said that, yes, I did feel like everybody was my co-workers, and that's just what it is. I apologize that you got, hit with a stray, but that's just the thoughts and feelings that I had watching the season play out. Easy peasy, right? But I just really do feel like, Latrice is just somebody for them to all beat up on. And let me know what you guys think, right? So that's it, you guys. Let me know what you guys thought about this episode in the comment section below. Subscribe to the channel, turn on your post notifications, and share the video, you guys. And until the next time, stay safe out there, take care of yourselves, wash your hands, be blessed, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.